To all Americans, I know you're tired, frustrated, and exhausted. And now,
the President of the United States!
Thank you very much. I just love that meme. I've seen a lot of memes. We did a meme review of the best State of the Union memes, and that one is my favorite. Meme maker Domani. Wow, we loved it. Good job. If you didn't know, ladies and gentlemen, you may have turned on your televisions on Tuesday night, and you might have seen what looked like a broadcast of bingo night at your local nursing home. You may have seen what looked like a Parcheesi game between a bunch of octogenarians hobbling around, rubbing their knuckles together, losing their dentures in their mouths, clapping at weird times, and slurring their words, being incapable of saying the word Ukraine or incapable of saying anything with sense, like you can't build a wall tall enough to stop a vaccine. That's right, but you'd be mistaken, because it wasn't your local cable access news channel covering Parcheesi at the nursing home. It was indeed the State of the Union. And the State of the Union was a disaster for Joe Biden. Now we can see in the onset the ratings were a complete and catastrophic, abysmal collapse. Ladies and gentlemen, I have sitting here before me an article from the New York Post saying that the ratings are at a historic low for Joe Biden. That's right. Comparing Joe Biden's State of the Union to the other first states of the unions, to the last few presidents, Joe Biden had tens of millions of less viewers than his predecessors. Let's read the article. More than 38 million Americans tuned in to Joe Biden's State of the Union address on Tuesday, the lowest viewing figure for a commander-in-chief's first State of the Union in 30 years. Yeah, that's right. Oh, man. Joe Biden's been in the Senate for like 60 years, so that means you'd have to go back to half his career. Joe Biden maybe even still had hair. He definitely maybe still had his own teeth. Lord knows when he lost those. Maybe in a fight with Corn Pop. Let's keep reading. According to Nielsen research data, approximately 27 million households watched the Biden's hour-long address. By contrast, Donald Trump's official State of the Union speech in 2018, which would be his first State of the Union speech, garnered a 2.69 rating with 45 million viewers tuning in. 45 million for the 45th president of the United States. Only 27 million households watched Joe Biden. Well, that's strange. I thought Joe Biden got 81 million votes. What? He can't even get a small fraction of his voting bloc to tune in to watch him? Man, these people must be pissed. In 2018, more than 48 million Americans watched Barack Obama's first State of the Union. Okay, that's sort of on par with Donald Trump. And 51 million tuned in for George W. Bush in 2002. In 1994, 45 million also watched Bill Clinton. So those are the last 30 years of presidencies. And it's, wow, just funny. I mean, listen, if you had watched the State of the Union, you would realize that the country is in peril, that we are led by weaklings. And we think that this is our Neville Chamberlain moment. It's very sad because we live in a world where we need a Churchill very badly. You can see that the lifelong career politician that is weak and feeble, that doesn't know how to lead, and that simply wants to appease and make peace with every evil world dictator on the planet, who is irreparably compromised by his stupid family and by his stupid party. You could see Joe Biden as our weak Neville Chamberlain. Neville Chamberlain in 1938 flew to Munich in order to sign a peace agreement with Hitler, and on his first day in office, Joe Biden gave Vladimir Putin a giant pipeline, canceled American energy, and made us weaker. We believe that we are being led by a Neville Chamberlain. It turned out horribly, and Britain had to get smart fast and had to get strong fast. Everybody knows that this was abysmal. Even CNN viewers only had a 41% approval rating, strongly approve of the speech. That's the lowest rating in history of their polling. CNN was aghast when they looked at that. And they over-indexed for Democrats. So once again, ladies and gentlemen, for those fake newsmasters out there saying that this is Joe Biden's reset, that the speech solved things, it didn't solve anything. Joe Biden could barely get out of his mustard-stained bathrobe as he shuffled around the Oval Office. They gave him some pudding. They gave him a warm blankie. They sat Joe Biden down in his wheelchair. They rolled him in to the House chamber and said, "Go, Joe, go!" And Joe Biden went, and he even read, I think, the commands inside of the State of the Union speech by saying, "Go get him," at the very end of the speech. You remember that? And he goes, "Go get him," at the end of the speech. What's that about? I personally believe that was written in there for Joe Biden's handlers. And Joe Biden's handlers were supposed to go and get him off the stage so that he didn't do anything stupid. Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's bad when even the late-night comedians are saying that Joe Biden acted stupid, when even late-night hosts are roasting Joe Biden. By the way, late night hasn't been funny in a very long time. Saturday Night Live hasn't been funny in a very long time. It's very, very sad because this is comedy gold. This is the time when you should be laughing at your government. Saturday Night Live, you can go back into the annals of Saturday Night Live and the history books and find how funny it was to see them parody Gerald Ford, make fun of Gerald Ford. A Biden-like figure, right? Clumsy, bumbling around, didn't speak very well. They skewered, of course, George Bush. They skewered Clinton. They roasted Donald Trump. It was funny. It was hilarious. But SNL takes a break when Democrats, modern Democrats, are in office. When Obama's in office or when Biden's in office, they know where their bread is buttered, and so they take a fat break. And of course, corporate media, NBC owns SNL, and so they are just essentially a uniparty with the DNC, and they're not going to really hurt their own people. But late-night comedians couldn't help themselves, and that's why it was pretty shocking. Our team was looking through the late-night shows, not because we actually want to, but because we love you. We know you would never dare watch this. You're like the vast majority of Americans. You didn't watch the State of the Union, and you probably definitely don't watch late-night television. Unfunny, woke pablum at this point. But there were some really good roasts of Joe Biden. Of all people, Jimmy Fallon, former SNL cast member, had this to say, pretty spicy, go.
And everyone's talking about this. At the very end of his speech, Biden said something that stood out to people. Check this out.
God bless you all, and may God protect our troops. Thank you. Go get him.
Go get him.
Go get him.
Go get him. Go get him. Yeah. Right after Putin called Trump and was like, "Is he talking about me or are you talking about me?"
I like this new rule where you're allowed to actually practice comedy if you're a comedian. Jimmy Fallon didn't stop there. He went after Schumer and Pelosi. Clip 3, go.
Well, Senator Chuck Schumer was there, and he took home the award for most poorly timed applause. Watch this.
Unlike the $2 trillion tax cut passed in the previous administration that benefited the top 1% of Americans, the American Rescue Plan helped working people and left no one behind.
Yeah, the medical term for that is premature ovation. And Speaker Nancy Pelosi didn't go home empty-handed. She won the award for weirdest clap. Here it is.
Many of you have been there. I've been in and out of Iraq and Afghanistan over 40 times.
Is there a knuckle rub TikTok challenge that we don't know about? What? Like she was shaking invisible maracas. I don't know what she was doing. And this was great. Supreme Court Justice Stephen Breyer definitely won the award for guy who looks like the waiters at Applebee's are singing him happy birthday. Look at this.
Thank you for your service. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I mean it. Get up. Can't let them see you. Thank you.
Look, comedy's legal again. Wow, COVID's over. We can finally start doing our jobs as comedians and stop doing the jobs of the PR flacks like Jen Psaki. Nice to see. Laughing matters. Also, what the hell is this? What was this? The biggest question in America. What is this? Two competing trains of thought when it comes to Nancy Pelosi. One, cocaine squirrel. Squirrel gets into a bag of cocaine. Squirrel finds the cocaine. Squirrel does all the cocaine and then goes like this as it's looking for nuts and cookies and Cheetos. Idea number two. The mechanism that makes a fly do this when it lands on your food, right? So you're out, you're at a picnic, and you have a bowl of potato chips, and the fly lands on the chips, the Doritos, and the fly does this, right? It always does this. Is that what Nancy Pelosi was doing? We don't know. We're not sure. You tell us in the comments. What do you think? Cocaine squirrel or fly landing on poop? Which is it? What was Nancy Pelosi practicing there? Or is it something else we haven't thought about? You let us know in the comments right now. We want to hear from you. What is it? We're not exactly sure. We just don't know. But hey, all that embargoed Russian vodka has to go somewhere, so we hope it lands at Nancy Pelosi's office door. It wasn't just Jimmy Fallon. Trevor Noah, one of the woker comedians, who's suddenly getting like red-pilled or black-pilled right now. I can't believe it. He's like going off on the pharmaceutical companies and some of the COVID mandates. We've been seeing some Trevor Noah clips come across our feed that seem weirdly based. We're not exactly sure why that is. Trevor Noah got in on the action, roasting Brandon. Go.
And then there was also this moment where Joe Biden was praising the people of Ukraine.
Putin may circle Kyiv with tanks, but he'll never gain the hearts and souls of the Iranian people.
Technically true. It is technically true. Putin can do whatever he wants in Ukraine. Nothing will make the Iranians back down. You know, at times this speech was like a birthday card from a 4-year-old. A lot of the words didn't make sense, but you got what it was trying to say.
And a pound of Ukrainian people, the proud, proud people, pound for pound, ready to fight with every inch of energy they have.
Proud pound, pound, proud pound, pound, proud. Wasn't a bad save, you have to admit. It wasn't the worst save in the world. Here's a question I have. Honest question, America. How come no politician in this country can ever just go, excuse me, and then correct themselves?
Biden's speech was like a birthday card from a 4-year-old. Trevor Noah not holding back any punches. Very rare, very weird. Is he getting based? We're not sure. Strange times we're living in. The elites have got to be scared. And even the least funny late night host, that would be Stephen Colbert, so definitely not the least funny, maybe second in line. The silver medalist for least funny is Seth Meyers. This is how little late night I watch. I can't remember the last time I watched a late night TV show, late night television comedy, because there's no comedy anymore. Maybe they're coming back. Maybe, who knows? The COVID restrictions are gone. Maybe the restrictions on comedy are gone for these people. Seth Meyers got in on the action and said that Joe Biden told America we'll be okay, like a husband who just told his wife he blew all their money at the racetrack. Go.
Now, Biden is anticipating that some of these sanctions and the instability caused by the conflict may contribute to inflation and rising gas prices, among other things. So he took a moment to speak directly to the American people and tried to reassure them that everything would be fine.
To all Americans, I'll be honest with you, as I always promised I would be. A Russian dictator invading a foreign country has cost around the world. And I'm taking robust action to make sure the pain of our sanctions is targeted at the Russian economy and that we use every tool at our disposal to protect American businesses and consumers. These steps will help blunt gas prices here at home. But I know news about what's happening can seem alarming to all Americans. But I want you to know we're going to be okay. We're going to be okay.
You know things aren't exactly going great when the president adopts the tone of a husband who just told his wife he blew all their money at the racetrack. We're going to be okay, baby. I got a plan. My buddy Chuck and I are going to start a business selling fake Nikes in Times Square. Chuck, tell her how good the plan is. Chuck. Oh, Chuck, come on. Don't do me like this, man.
It's COVID. COVID is gone. So I guess comedy is legal again. But the mandates are gone. So now you can do comedy once more. It's pretty wild. It's incredible to go ahead and actually see this. There was an SNL sketch this weekend. We don't watch SNL. We don't watch these clips, but we have a team that watches them for you. We do it for you, ladies and gentlemen. And SNL had the closest that you and I will get to an apology from the left over their COVID cultish insanity this weekend. It's a really, really funny sketch about libs trying to live in a post-COVID world and how broken their brains are. Again, it's as close as we're going to get to an apology. I think it's really, really funny. You can find it on my social media pages. So maybe comedy's legal again. We're not sure, but we were laughing our asses off when we heard Donald Trump ripping Brandon's State of the Union. Donald Trump, of course, delivered some very epic moments during the State of the Union. We played for you yesterday when Donald Trump recognized beautifully a wife of a Navy SEAL who'd been widowed. The Navy SEAL was killed in action. Incredible and poignant moments. Donald Trump really owned the State of the Union. He really rose to that effect. He got booed. People cheered. He made jokes. It was kind of fun to watch. And as we started our show off, he had record viewership. He had 45 plus million people watching. So Donald Trump, let's go ahead and hear what he had to say about Joe Brandon's very pathetic, very sad nursing home broadcast. Go.
Final question here. We all remember the pictures of Nancy Pelosi standing behind you in your State of the Union back in 2020 and ripping up your script. Any thoughts of Nancy Pelosi and Kamala Harris sitting there behind President Biden last night and applauding and standing up for his State of the Union? Your reaction?
Yeah, well, if you read the paper, she's not allowed to rip up scripts. You're not allowed to do that. That's a very important thing. That's not a script. That's a very important speech, State of the Union speech. So she's not allowed to do that.
Historical.
So if you read the papers, why is she allowed to do that? So it's very interesting. But no, look, I watched them. They were so gleeful. It was a false Lee. They're jumping up and down and hopping around and smiling at each other, the two of them. And what he said was just so bad for our country. He didn't talk about oil prices. He didn't talk about inflation, meaning anything to do to fix it. And by the way, we had a very big night last night that nobody talks about either, Texas. I endorsed 33 candidates, many of whom were not favored. I endorsed 33 candidates, and every one of those candidates either won and won easily, like the governor, like the lieutenant governor, et cetera. They either won and won easily, or they're very substantially leading, and they'll have a primary, and they're going to win in the primary. So, we had 33 for 33 last night.
It's congrats. We are on the midterm watch for sure.
Maria, nobody's going to write that.
It has begun. Yeah.
Yep. The season is beginning,
thank you so
but
much
we had
for
a
your
big
time
night
this morning.
Missed that dude. Don't you miss Donald Trump? At the very least, you missed his honesty. At the very least, you missed the candor. My favorite Trump State of the Union moment was when the squad stood up and applauded for Donald Trump. You may have missed this. Of course, no one would ever talk about it. But Donald Trump was talking about pay equality and gender equality, something like that. And it's, there's just pablum, right? That would be inside of a speech. You want the president to say something like that. Maybe the wage gap. I'm almost sure it was about the wage gap in the squad. AOC, Rashida Tlaib, Ilhan Omar, they all got up and started clapping for Donald Trump. And Donald Trump be liberated to sort of be more of himself. And there was a time when libs wanted to work with him. He was having meetings at the White House, and then the kibosh was just sort of put on it, and they just decided to go full screaming Donald Trump is Hitler and Satan and Beelzebub, all wound up into one giant smoking cigar that is being smoked by Fidel Castro and is being lit by Saddam Hussein, and Donald Trump is just the banality of all evil. And so then no one could ever meet with him. But I think they're like that Donald Trump meeting with the squad could have been like a thing that actually happened. I would have loved to have heard it, and it would have been fun to see. But here we are. We can't have nice things because the left is psychotic, and because they can't get over their own deficiencies and sadness and pain in their own lives, and so they have to make all the rest of our lives miserable. That was my favorite Donald Trump State of the Union moment. Donald Trump, of course, has since not been allowed to be in the Oval Office or give a State of the Union. Donald Trump isn't even allowed on social media, but we are proud to be partnering with a site that is helping bring the president back. That's right. You will notice here today that our broadcast is brought to you by RightForge. Sam, can we go full screen? And can we go full screen? I can show them the brand new, beautiful RightForge mic. I actually didn't know that we. There we go. Fantastic. All right, here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Our brand new RightForge mic, free speech. RightForge is a wonderful company that is building a second internet. You remember what happened with Parler, how Parler got taken down because the left doesn't even want you to have an internet. They say, build your own Twitter, build your own internet. And then when you do that, well, they'll rip you down off their internet. And so RightForge is making sure that they can't do that, providing, so to speak, the filling stations and the refinery stations of the internet, making sure that that fuel gets into your car, and that fuel is free speech. We are very proud to partner with RightForge in free speech. This is our RightForge free speech microphone. You'll be seeing it a lot. They're a fantastic company. They're involved with a ton of different other companies. If you want to make sure that you are not ripped off the internet, if you want to make sure that your data, that your website, that what you are doing on the World Wide Web is secure, I recommend that you go ahead and give RightForge a call. They platform The Benny Show. They platform BennyJohnson.com. They platform what we publish online. We're very secure. We sleep soundly at night knowing that our content will stay up and online because they are building the wires and the routers and the frames and the racks that it takes to actually keep the internet online for free speech activists like yours truly. So head on over to rightforge.com and let's build a new internet. Let's build the American internet, all right? Not one of these commie internets. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, we are very, very proud to be partnering with RightForge. They're also helping out Truth Social, and Truth Social growing and rolling. We've been on Truth Social for a couple of weeks now. People still waiting in line. We can't fix that, but it's a cool site. It's a cool site once you get on. What's the waiting list now? 1 million? 2 million? We'll see. We'll see. We're happy people are doing something about it, though. We're happy people are doing something that is moral, that is right, and something that's moral, and something that is right, and something that is good, something that requires you to have a spine is virtue. Standing up for something that you believe in. Donald Trump stands up for free speech. RightForge stands up for free speech, and we're proud to partner with them in that. But standing up for something you believe in takes guts, you know, especially if it's something that is in your own religion. That's why we were shocked to see this week how Joe Biden answered a question on Ash Wednesday, of all days. Joe Biden sitting there on Ash Wednesday, holy day for Catholics. Joe Biden, presumably a Catholic. But he was asked on Ash Wednesday why he is talking about abortion, which abortion is just a word. Let's just call it what it is, the killing of babies. Why is he for the killing of babies, which is, you know, not only against the Ten Commandments, something that all Christians, all people should just generally agree are good things, but definitely against the teaching of his own church. Joe Biden asked, hey, like, why are you for this? And his response was a little weird. Even Jill had to swoop in and try and save him. Go ahead and watch it here and be sickened by the fact that it's Ash Wednesday, and you can even see the ashes on his forehead. Very holy day for Catholics. Here's how Joe Biden desecrated his own church.
People of Ukraine.
And last night you said you support Roe v. Wade as a Catholic. Why do you support abortion as a Catholic? Divine church teaching.
I tell you what, I don't want to get in a debate with you on theology, but you know, well, anyway, I'm not going to make it. I'm not going to make a judgment for other people.
Catholic. Why defy
is intentionally targeting.
Okay, well, let's see. It's a little strange that you can't just say that murdering children is wrong. It seems like a pretty logical thing. It seems like something that every Catholic, Christian, moral, and decent person should be able to state. But of course, Joe Biden isn't a real Catholic. He's a fake Catholic.